And it is my pleasure to be hosting a special edition of the Oscars with Angelina Jolie.
Thanks, Michelle. I have to say, it's so great to be able to co-host this special edition of the Oscars with you, and I'm so excited. Let's get started. Our first category is Best Leading Actress from movies of 2008 and 2009. The following movies have been nominated.
First up, we have our own Miss Angelina Jolie starring in The Changeling.
Next, we have Jessica Alba starring in The Love Guru.
The next actress up for nomination is Nicole Kidman for her outstanding performance in the movie Australia.
Next up is Cate Blanchett starring in The Curious Case of Benjamin Button.
Finally, the last actress up for nomination is Gwyneth Paltrow for her performance in Iron Man. And the winner is Angelina Jolie for her outstanding performance in The Changeling.
This is such an honor. The cast of The Changeling was great, and it was so much fun to film. Of course, having such a wonderful director was helpful as well, as one might imagine. Thank you all so much for this award. I'm going to keep it under here for now, so nothing happens to it. Now, moving right along. The next category is Best Movie Title from 2008 and 2009. The following movies have been nominated for this award. First up, we have 17 Again, starring Zac Efron, Matthew Perry, Leslie Mann, Thomas Lennon, Michelle Trachtenberg, and Sterling Knight.
Next, we have Revolutionary Road, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Kate Winslet, Michael Shannon, Brian Simpkins, Ty Simpkins, Kathy Bates, and Richard Easton.
The next movie is Case 39, starring Renee Zellweger, Jodelle Furlan, Ian McShane, Carrie O'Malley, Callum Keith Rennie, and Bradley Cooper.
Finally, the last movie up for the award of Best Movie Title is The Spirit, starring Gabriel Macht, Eva Mendes, Sarah Paulson, Scarlett Johansson, and Samuel L. Jackson. And the winner is Revolutionary Road. Unfortunately, director Sam Mendes is unable to be with us tonight, so this award will be kept safe in the hands of our security guard.
Alright, coincidentally, this next category fits in perfectly with the winner of the last category. Our next category is Most Revolutionary Movies of 2008 and 2009. The nominations are Red,
Valkyrie,
and Frost Nixon.
and the winner is Red. This brings us to the most important part of our evening, because both director and star of the movie Red, Leon Trotsky, is here with us tonight to watch a part of his movie and share with us details about his truly revolutionary life. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Trotsky.
Thank you so much. It's such an honor to be here tonight at this award ceremony. I have traveled a long way to be here, and it is a pleasure to be nominated as a revolutionary movie. I was advised to adopt American accent for this movie, to make it easier to understand what I say in the movie. So that is why do not be surprised when you hear me speak with American accent in the clip of my film you will be seeing shortly. Now, I know the last thing that you want to hear right now is my history, who I am, where I was born, what my birthday is, etc., etc. And guess what? I'm not going to tell you my history. But I do think that it is important for you to truly understand who I am. You must understand my greatest accomplishment, the creation of the Red Army. The Red Army was created during the Russian Revolution to battle the White Army. Now, this army was much more difficult to create than a regular army. And this is because the Red Army stemmed from the remains of the Russian army, which was disintegrated during World War II. And because so many soldiers were killed from the Russian army during World War II, there were many vacancies within the ranks. And it became my responsibility to have to fill these vacancies in the ranks. And who else could I fill them with other than the peasants? It was clear once I recruited the peasants that they had had no prior military training up until they joined my army. Therefore, it was necessary that I put my army through extensive training to prepare them for the inevitable battle with the White Army. I was strongly criticized for appointing officers and commanders from the old Russian army to the top ranks of my new army, but I knew that without their experience, we would have no chance whatsoever at defeating the White Army. Now, before I go into any further detail about my movie, I would like to discuss a piece of literature with you. After all, we are at the Oscars, a celebration of the fine arts, yes? And the piece of literature that I would like to discuss with you is one that I'm sure you have all heard of before, if not read, at least. And if you haven't, it's fine because we'll be seeing a clip of it in a minute. But the piece of literature that I would like to discuss with you is Animal Farm by George Orwell. And I think it is very important because George Orwell takes his characters directly from the Russian Revolution. So I will now play a clip of it for you, and we'll discuss it after the clip is over.
Throughout history, animals have worked for man.
Aye, keep alive!
And man has fed and cared for them.
What about the animals? Hello, Rut. Where's our food?
I'm so hungry. But now, in this valley, on this farm, in this barn,
Man is our enemy!
things are about to change.
Remove man, and we will become free and equal!
Free and equal!
Based on one of the most important and controversial books of our time.
What's going on in there? Revolution! Seize the day! Hey! Let's get to the car! Glorious victory is ours! We must never come to resemble man in any way.
They started with a dream of prosperity.
Our farm is now truly Animal Farm.
Now they will have to face their greatest challenge, themselves.
From now on, a special committee of pigs will decide all aspects of the farm.
No!
Lakeshore International is proud to present George Orwell's classic tale of greed.
Who has the milk and apples?
Us pigs have the milk and apples. Corruption.
Napoleon, I want to see my puppies.
You can't see your puppies. Got a bottle of whiskey for you.
Says hideous like men. Can't tell the difference between them.
And oppression.
Any animal seen giving food to a hen will be punished. By death! All animals are now free!
Animal Farm.
What if the pigs are wrong?
Okay, well, that was Animal Farm for those of you who, well, I'm sure you all know it. So, George Orwell takes, like I said, he takes his characters directly from the Russian Revolution. Now you will recognize characters such as the boxer, the horse, who represents the working class of the Soviet Union. You'll recognize Old Major, who represents Lenin, who's my personal favorite. And you will also recognize Napoleon, the pig, who represents Stalin. So, George Orwell, a well-respected writer throughout the world, whom I have the utmost respect for, has portrayed me as a pig named Snowball in this book. And you can probably imagine how pleased I was to discover that I was a pig. But even though the pigs were supposed to be superior to the other animals in the novel. In fact, did you know that the quote, all animals are equal, but some are more equal than others, that is where this quote comes from. It's very interesting, I thought. So, Orwell portrays me as thinking only about myself during the Russian Revolution and only looking out for myself. But this is clearly not the case. I entered the Russian Revolution as an advocate for the working class. I wanted to gain them rights. Well, at least I was in the beginning, anyway. But no, and he also portrays me as he also says that my downfall came from the corruption of my power. But who has ever